Convention Center for GMID 2025. And we're celebrating this with MPI, HSMAI, SGMP. I mean, the list goes on. And my special guest now here is from Damon, Brooks and Associates. We're talking to Amy. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, you're exhibiting here.
We are.
So it's probably been a packed full day of a lot of people stopping by the booth. We cannot wait to hear what you all do and how you do it. I know, and it's very special. That's why I'm so glad you're here. But tell our viewers all about you.
So Damon, Brooks and Associates, we are a 40-year-old disability speakers bureau. And what that means is all of our speakers live with a disability. And it's really important because it's a niche, it's unique, but it's super important. If you don't hear from the actual individual who is going through that in their life, how can you have your meeting more accessible? How can you be more understanding? And what's very interesting, so the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act, that was from 1990. We started in 1985.
What?
So in some of our speakers, that's what they talk about, the history of ADA and the importance and just seeing the change of what's happened and how much more accepting the meetings world is. And getting that keynote person on the stage, getting them into your workshops. But what's really important when we talk disability, 80% unemployment in the disability world. When you hire the Damon Brooks speaker, someone from our collection, you are combating that 80% of unemployment.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And there's a lot of people that don't realize that that's a special niche that you are in. Usually people think of speaker bureaus. There's a ton of them out there. But what you do is completely different. I would imagine you're very, very busy.
We are busy and we love every single one of our speakers. So that always makes it easier. And they're all just a little bit different. And that's really a big thing for us. We don't want all of our speakers to say the same thing.
Right.
One other small thing that's different of us,
okay.
Or maybe it's a big thing, we're a nonprofit.
Oh.
So as a corporate client, let's say you don't want to use your event planning budget or you don't want to use your HR budget. Well, if you have a foundation affiliated with your corporation, you can use foundation money to pay for the speaker to be there.
Who would have known? Who would have known? Wow. See, this is what we learn in the hospitality industry. There's so much creativity, so much innovation, and to know that there is a speaker bureau that really focuses on disability, it really helps clients really kind of just narrow and zero down and focus on where they want to go and what kind of speakers that they want instead of just a regular speaker bureau. So that is very, very impressive. I'm very, very, very excited about it. And I would imagine being here at this show has made it open the eyes for some clients that have been walking by your booth as well.
Oh, absolutely. Because again, you can go with these large speakers bureaus and they're wonderful and they have so many options. We are small, we are niche on purpose. We want to be able to provide that extra white glove service. We want to provide those details and really a little bit of hand-holding.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for sure. Well, I'm just delighted to know about you. That's for sure. And I would imagine, again, very busy here at the show. We've got exhibit booths, we've got education, we've got food and beverage, all kinds of, and really just to hang out with industry friends like you, Amy, has been a pleasure because I've only met you a couple times, and every time we see each other, it's like a reunion again. And I love that.
Absolutely. I have been a CMP, a certified meeting professional, for 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
I passed in 2000, and I have been a member of MPI for 20 years.
Well, and that separates you again from other speaker bureaus because whenever you have your industry certification, your clients know that you've got that credential. You can speak that language. Oh, there are those puppies again. They're probably calling your name, Amy. They want you to come and visit. But having a certification, I find, is a very strong thing to have because again, you speak the language, they know you understand the background, you're going to be easy to work with. You know the ropes, you've got the experience. So good for you. That's very, very impressive. Now, do you see anything future trends wise that's going to be happening in the industry, or anything that you feel foresee that's coming? We know what's been happening in the past and what's going on today in the world, but as far as the industry, is there anything that you see that we should all be paying attention to, or that you believe will be happening? Things like that.
I think accessibility is becoming the big thing. So it's not just the inclusion and making sure that everybody feels comfortable there, because I mean, that's hospitality in general, but making sure that you are just setting up your room for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're walking in with a wheelchair. I guess you're rolling in with a wheelchair. But you know, it's so easy to do little things, and then your room's set up for anybody who needs it.
Right.
And I'd say that's the biggest trend, because then you feel welcome, and having to ask for that, it's sometimes embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, when there's certainly things that people need and they have to ask for it.
Yeah.
But there are other things that you can just say, oh, this is already done for me.
Right.
And I can just come in and enjoy it and be
Right.
part of the group.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the awareness is there. It's just a matter of now clients asking the question and making sure that this kind of setup is made. I know when we listen to our keynote speaker today, it's the same thing with risk management. I think disability is part of that. So it's just a matter of making sure everyone is safe, sound, and having a good time and learning from each other. So, and that's one of the reasons why we're here on GMID Day. So let me ask you one more question. What does GMID mean to you personally?
It just means the fact that meetings are that important. Meetings are part of our world. You know, I remember, what was it, 15 years ago, ROI started coming in, and why do you have a professional meeting planner? You know what? People know and they respect it, and we have so many amazing people who are doing this work, this really important work, that education within that organization, that industry, is understood.
Well, tell us about also your collateral information and how people can reach you.
Absolutely. So we are based here in Arizona.
Hey.
However, we also have 3 of our salespeople are engagement specialists. 2 are in Philadelphia.
Okay.
1 is in right outside of Los Angeles. So you can always call us through that. We are, this is for the second year, we're going to be providing one of the keynote speakers at WBC.
Yes.
I think a lot of you probably know. She's so amazing. She is an adult with autism, and because she's so verbal, she can share what she's thinking. And that was her very first book, Thinking in Pictures. And so she's coming to WEC to talk about the different mind, that great minds all think differently.
See.
And that's the whole thing. How do you set up your meeting room? How do you think about what education is coming in? Well, you have to realize people are all going to think of it differently.
Sure.
And we're so excited for a second year to have one of the keynote speakers.
Wow.
And if you need us, we're at damonbrooks.com. Call me, call Lynn, Nancy, Janice, Anita. We're there for you.
And the information is down below as well. Yes, please do contact Amy and her staff. You would be delighted to work with them, because again, with that certification background that most bureaus don't have, my gosh, that's the number one thing right there. So, but thank you so much for joining us all here. Thank you, Amy. And we look forward to more interviews here as we are downtown Phoenix at the Phoenix Convention Center on this special GMID Day here on 2025. Thank you all for being with us.